Welcome back to Talking Lead. This is episode 76, and we are in the lead quarters again.
Talking lead quarters in an undisclosed location.
It's kind of weird feeling because this is the first
squirrel.
time in a few weeks that we're back to the Skype interviews, and nobody's sitting in here with us.
Yeah, well, you know, it's 4th of July week,
Yeah, that's true.
so there's a lot of people on the go, but we were fortunate enough to secure us a big star coming up here in just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Big star in the firearms industry.
So did you do anything with firearms this week?
You know what? I've been dinking around more with the 300 Blackout, our 300 Blackout build, and just kind of switching the formats around between it and the Two Face, our 5.56.
Mm-hmm.
You know, drop that trigger in.
Yeah.
And I brought it today. You and I are going to head out to another secret
Location
today, and I'm going to let you get some time on it. Maybe if we've got
Sweet.
any extra time from what we're going to do. So
Heck yeah.
you're going to like it.
I'm going to take my Mosin, too.
The
'Cause I haven't
Elfman
shot
trigger.
it yet.
Oh yeah, I haven't shot it yet either. I'd like to shoot that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. What'd you do this week?
Got the Mosin ready to take with us today, and I've been tweaking our 100th video, all the different clips that we've got. So when we get the last couple of clips filmed, I can just drop them in, and we're ready to roll with it. So it's gonna be fun. It's already coming into some really funny stuff on it. So that's gonna be a blast.
We're kind of stepping it up on our videos.
Yeah.
A little bit. We're putting more thought, more time. And you're putting a lot more editing time into them too.
Especially that 4-minute video we just did.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Wow. That's
So-
gonna be funny.
So our guest today, we
Uh-huh.
kind of alluded to that, is Ernie Sandoval with Ergo Grips.
How's it going, Ernie?
Very good, guys. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well. Doing well.
Doing wonderful. We really appreciate you taking the time. We know you got big plans for the 4th coming up, and you're ready to get out of that office today.
I'm hoping. I like to camp and actually go do a little shooting. So, yeah, we're take my boys out. Looking forward to that.
Very cool. So what did you do this week in guns?
Well, actually, I played more around with bolt guns. I have. I'm kind of the reloader for my entire family. So they all come over to the house and say, "Uncle Ern, can you reload me some more ammo?" So we load them ammo and we go out and shoot mostly bolt action guns because we're big hunters.
Okay. What's your favorite?
Personally, my go-to hunting rifle is a 7mm Magnum. It's a custom rifle.
Oh, yeah.
I built with a custom barrel, long barrel. It shoots very well.
That's one of my guns I got rid of that I wish I still had, was my 7mm.
Well, this is my 4th one.
Oh.
I've had 4 of them, and like I said earlier, I got a big family that likes to shoot and hunt, and the majority of those my old ones are all with family members, so they're still in the family.
Nice.
What did you do custom to it? I'm curious.
Oh, I put a Schneider stainless steel match grade barrel on it, 27 inches, put Timney trigger, got a custom stock. I do a lot of long range shooting, so I'm shooting 1,000 yards with it. So I got pretty nice scope. I got one of the new Zeiss Rapid Z8 reticle scopes, and instead of sighting it at 200, I sighted at 300. So I'm dead on out to 950 with their line. So it's great.
That's a nice system, Ernie. Yeah.
I really enjoy that. Yeah, like dinging that steel way out there. So
what's your game of choice?
Probably mule deer.
Muleys.
Mule, yeah.
From New Mexico out here, and I don't know if you guys knew it or not, but I'm a retired New Mexico game warden.
Oh, really?
No, we didn't know that.
Yeah, I spent 25 years as a game warden here, so I was out there in the field with just about everything we got in New Mexico to offer, which is, mule deer. We have a few whitetails, lots of elk, and we even have some oryx out here, the African
Really?
Hemsbach oryx that were introduced back in the 60s. And so now we have public hunts for them here in New Mexico.
Awesome.
Very cool. We'll get more into detail about your background here in just a little bit. But now it's time for the jackwagon train.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
And this week, our jackwagon of the week is going to be the company Target.
That French company?
Yeah, with the
Picking
red.
on the French again?
You know what's funny? I just thought of that. I just thought of this. I hadn't pre-thought of this, but Target is making this blanket announcement, and their logo is a bullseye.
Yeah. What a bunch of jackwagons. You know what we're talking about, Ernie? You know what they've done?
Yes. Actually saw that on the news this morning before I came to work. But here in New Mexico, they did say that they come out with that blanket, saying they don't want any guns in their stores. Yeah. But here they did say they would follow New Mexico law with concealed carry and allow concealed carry folks here in New Mexico to follow the law and carry them in. But those are the only things they want. So I was happy to hear that.
Well, and I've heard, too, that they're not even going to post a sign, which, if that happens, if they don't post a sign and they're just pulling the whole, hey, would you please not bring guns in our store? Well, legally, if it's legal in your state and there's no sign posted that would make it legally binding, you can still carry in there. All it is just a request at that point, which still deserves to be put on the jackwagon train because they don't know what they're talking about.
Correct.
For those of you out there, if you don't see a posted sign, carry on, my friends.
Absolutely. Carry on anyway.
Yeah.
If it's concealed, they're not going to know it anyway.
Concealed carry is concealed carry.
Exactly. So, yeah, welcome to the jackwagon train, Target.
Target with the bullseye logo.
Do you have any nominations for the jackwagon train, Ernie?
With things that currently happen this week, I can't think of anything specific, but we had a couple of weeks ago, we had some guys that were on the internet that walked into a store with their AR-15 strapped, over their backs. And that one, I just thought, here we are, we're trying to promote guns as being good in the industry, and then you have guys do something like that, which doesn't give us a good name.
Right, yeah. Unfortunately, there seems to be that type of group that pops up sporadically. It's like, all right, we think they've learned their lessons and we're not going to see that again, but then sure enough, another month goes by and then we hear another group doing the same thing. It kind of gets old after a while. You think these people would catch on and understand that that's just not the way to go about promoting our Second Amendment rights.
Exactly. Promote and not hurt us. That's the one that comes to mind for me.
Okay, well, that's a good one. We're always happy to throw those kind of people on the jackwagon train.
I do want to discuss one thing. What's going on with the front of your hair?
What are you talking about?
You got these like 3 little curlicues.
I let it dry naturally today. I haven't worn a hat or anything.
Looks like the Gerber baby curly thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
there's
like
man.
3 of them coming straight down your hair.
So yes, our hair project is coming along nicely. I mean, what would you say? I got a good.
You got 8. A good 7-8 inches there.
Yeah, from the scalp.
Hair from the scalp.
That's what she said.
You can chalk it up to humidity. We don't have that here.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a ton of it.
We got a cheat load here.
Ernie, we ask a few questions of everybody that comes on the show. First one being, how did you originally get into firearms?
Well, I grew up on a farm, and my dad always had a 22 with him, mostly to shoot snakes. So I started shooting with a 22, and I finally talked him to get me my first one for my 13th birthday. So I knew I was coming. So I started saving all my money to buy 22 shells before I even got the gun. Well, when I finally turned 13, I had like 15 breaks of 22, and I shot probably half of them in 2 days.
Did you really?
Yeah, and I got to be so deadly with that thing. It was just a single shot, an old Savage that you actually had to pull the hammer back, a little bolt action but I got to be really good with it. Used to actually win money from my cousins shooting little twigs off trees.
You were making bets, huh?
Yes. So that kind of got me started, and then I just loved tinkering with them. And my dad was not a hunter, and I always wanted him to take me hunting, and he wouldn't because he didn't hunt. But I had some uncles who took me out, went out for the first time hunting, and that did it. I wanted hunting rifles then, and that just blossomed into everything. I got shotguns, and I started bird hunting, and I just loved all guns and just about hunting anything I could hunt. So
it just grew from there, huh?
From there, then I started reloading, and that is a whole nother story. So been reloading for 30 plus years, and not only for myself, but now all my family members.
So you've probably got a pretty nice setup then, little reloading station.
Well, it could be better. It could be better. I could use more room, actually.
Couldn't we all? Yeah.
But yeah, I've got a pretty good setup, and mostly low for center fire rifle.
Mm-hmm. What are you using? What kind of machine?
I've got RCBS single stage press.
But you do rifle and handgun and everything?
I don't do many handguns. There's another guy that works here at the office who is a SAS shooter, and he's got like 5 progressive presses, so he loads my handgun ammo for me.
So y'all kind of trade out services?
He doesn't shoot a lot of rifle.
Oh, okay.
He mostly does the handgun cartridges, and he shoots the lever action rifles, but he shoots 38s out of them, so he does those on his progressive press as well. But yeah, that's what kind of got me into it, and I've got several gun safes now full of different guns, and have traded and sold and bought and continue to buy. Never sell one and not put the money into another one.
It's a never-ending project, isn't it? Hobby.
It is, but I love it, and I will probably do it till my last day.
Do you have any military law enforcement background?
I have some law enforcement background. I always wanted to be a game warden, so I went to college and got my wildlife management degree straight out of high school, and I got on with the New Mexico Game and Fish Department, and I went to their police academy here in New Mexico, and then to the Game and Fish Academy, and I was a game warden in New Mexico for 25 years. So, wow. Yeah, I got lots of law enforcement.
So I guess you retired with the...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I retired from Game and Fish for 25 years, and it was a wonderful career. I'd do it all over again.
What's the most interesting story that comes to mind during that career?
You know, when I first started, I had an older game warden that told me, you should start writing down everything that happens, because by the time your career's over, you could write a book of interesting things that happened during your career. Okay. And he was exactly right. I should have, but I never did. We had so many that it was incredible, but probably the most fun I ever had was watching people shoot our decoy deer. We had a decoy deer that we set up, and that was hilarious.
Was that set up for that sole purpose, is to catch people?
Yes, it was set up to catch people shooting at night. We would set it up at night, so to catch people spotlighting and jacklighting.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, they did it. But it was pretty hilarious, because I was the one hiding in the bushes watching next to it, so I got to see the people's reactions and how they acted.
So what did you do? Did you just jump out of the bushes at them, or what?
No, actually, I had a radio, and I would call the guys, the other game wardens that were hiding in the trucks, and they would come stop them with the vehicles.
I got you.
But I got to see them talking to each other and looking down the road both ways to see if they saw anybody coming, and what they'd say to each other when they actually heard the game wardens coming. It was pretty hilarious. It was very interesting.
They had tannerite back then?
Scare them a little bit more.
Yeah, scare the piss out of them.
Some of them were so scared anyway. It was crazy. And some would make the stories they'd make up to try and get out of it was hilarious. They didn't know anyone was watching them. So, they would tell you, oh, no, I wasn't I didn't do anything.
What was one of the best stories somebody came up with where you almost were like, you know what? That's such a good story that I may let you off on this.
Well, I had some that were close. Yeah, some that were close. We had some guys that were actually pretty deadly shots, actually. When we first started it, we didn't do an entire deer with the whole body. We just put a shoulder mount out there, and then we put little shiny stickers on their eyes. And we had several guys that, would take the eyes completely out, shoot the eyes out of it.
Oh, my gosh. So did you, pat them on the back before you ran them in?
No, after we were all done with citation, I told them, that's pretty good shooting. And they'd get a chuckle out of it. At least they got a chuckle.
Oh, yeah. Make the ticket go a little bit easier, huh?
Yeah. Those were probably the most interesting. There were so many things I did with the outfit, though, that it was a great career. But dealing with people is always interesting, because everyone's so different and they react to all these situations so different. You never know what you're going to get.
So when it comes to pop culture, what is your go-to, whether it's a movie, a book, a song, TV show?
It's probably Dirty Harry. make my day.
He go,
Nice.
Clint Eastwood.
Can't go wrong with Dirty Harry.
You
Any
know-
of the Dirty Harry movies.
I like that one. And he pulls out the 44 Magnum. Yeah, that's probably the one I always go to think
The
about.
old classic. Go ahead. What? It's not like one of the most
Misquoted ones.
misquoted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the wrong quote is, "Do you feel lucky, punk? Well, do you?" But I think it's like, "Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?" I think that's the real one. So I don't know. We found that was one of our things in one of our first episodes we did was misquoted movie gun lines. I think.
Yeah, and we're still misquoting it.
Yeah. We did a whole show on it, and we're still messing
And
it up.
we're still jacking it up.
If you don't have them right in front of you to watch it, you're always going to. It's been a few years.
Oh yeah. When it comes to guns that you either have now or you've had in the past, has there ever been or is there currently one that there's a little bitty part of you that's kind of embarrassed to say, yeah, I had that gun?
Well, I've had so many guns. Sometimes I forget which ones I got rid of, and I've always liked all of them. I guess if I had to say one, it'd be one that I won at an NRA banquet. And the only reason I may be just a little bit because it's not American made. It's a little Rossi 38 pistol.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out I shoot it great. My wife shoots it great, but everything else I've loved. So I guess if I had one, that's got to be it.
That's one thing about, Rossi's one of those, a lot of tourist guns. There's a lot of bad publicity out there on them, but then every now and then you'll find somebody that shoots it phenomenal and they've never had any issues. So it must be a production thing with companies like that,
Well, I think it is some of the guns that I've seen, Taurus's in particular, the fit and finish was pretty bad, and it was like different from lot to lot. You get a shipment in, and some would be great. The next one, the cylinders wouldn't even turn properly on some of the revolvers. So I guess it's just a lot to lot thing.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Maybe they've gotten a lot better since then. It shot great. I can't say anything really bad about it.
So that was a 38, is that right?
Yeah, 38 5-shot stainless steel.
And you won it at an NRA banquet?
Yeah, I won it at an NRA banquet in the southern part of the state many years ago.
Now, the first time we met, it was at the, not this year's, but was it last year's NRA meeting?
Mm-hmm.
In Houston.
Yep.
Right, in Houston, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, in Houston. I remember.
Yeah, and Zeke, tell him what happened.
Yeah, I dropped left hand off to get all our equipment out, and I come back from parking the truck, and there he is talking to this guy, and he just randomly snagged you, didn't he?
Well, it kind of.
Just kind of.
Walking by there, and I see him standing there with some equipment, and we just started visiting. And he talked to me, I talked back, and we just started visiting. And he said, "Well, heck, I do this radio show." And he said, "Can I come by in your booth?" I said, "Sure, come on by, come visit. Be glad to visit with you."
Now,
Then-
be honest, Ernie, you felt sorry for us, didn't you?
No,
Well, he looked a little pitiful, didn't we?
You thought we drove all the way down there, or we came all the way down there just carrying our own equipment?
no, I didn't, because I know there's been many shows I've gone to where I'm sitting out there with the equipment and waiting for somebody to come in and help me. So, yeah, I've been there myself.
Well, I got to say, man, you were very welcoming and gracious to us, and we really appreciate it. You're probably one of the nicest guys that we've met in the industry. I mean, there's a lot of nice people, but we'll always remember. I mean, you're kind of our first interview that we did.
Well, I appreciate that, and you guys are very nice to me as well. It goes both ways, and I'll never forget. When Zeke finally did show up, and I had to bend my head back so far to look up at him because he's such a little fella.
Everybody either says that or they said they wanted to stab me in the face because they were scared.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'm not such a very tall fellow myself, so there's quite a difference there.
So, do I stop the romantic music now?
Oh, yeah. Cue the romantic music. But what I was getting at, and I'm glad you went down that road and you said that, but I won the Wall of Guns.
Oh, God.
And I remember telling you that too, Ernie.
I'm going to go back through every episode we've ever done, and I'm going to count how many times we've talked about you winning the Wall of Guns.
That's a drinking game.
Yes. When you hear Left Hand mentions the Wall of Guns,
drink.
Well, I believe I even sent you some grips for it, didn't
You
I?
absolutely did. I got the Remington R1 1911.
Yeah.
Nice gun.
Yep, it was. And then you sent me some grips for that, and then you sent another pair to Zeke when he had his Smith & Wesson 45.
Yep. Yes, you did. Those are nice grips, too. We like those.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, sir, the bucket list. So I know you got a house full of guns, several safes full that you alluded to. Is there one out there that's eluded you that you just got to have?
There's one out there that I got rid of that I wish I could get back.
Yeah.
And, they don't make them anymore. There's a Remington 788 in 22-250.
Oh, wow.
And I bought this used from a state policeman, and it had a 26-inch barrel on it. I was cleaning it. I'm one of those guys that cleans the barrels out till they're so shiny inside you can see yourself, I was cleaning it, and I noticed some pits at the inside the barrel towards the end of the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
I took it to one of my buddies who has a lathe, and I cut an inch off of it and had him re-crown it. Took it back out, shot it, still shot great. It shot 1/4-inch group. That's how good this gun shot, even with pits in the barrel. And so I cleaned it out again, and I saw more pits. So I ended up taking 3 inches off this thing.
Oh, my gosh.
At an inch at a time. And still had a few pits down in it, and still shot the same. I finally left it alone. And as I was getting ready to leave Game and Fish Department, one of the younger officers that used to work for me admired that gun over and over. Every time I saw him, he said, "Oh boy, I wish I could have a gun like that." I finally sold it to him before I left. And I wish I had that gun back. It shot so well.
You still have that guy's contact info?
Oh, I saw him actually recently at a retirement party that I went to for another guy. And
oh, cool.
I asked him, I said, "Hey, you want to get rid of that, sell it back to me?" And he said, "No, I'm never getting rid of this gun." And of course, they don't make them anymore.
Well, I'm glad he said he still had it.
Oh, he has it. He's used it. He hunts coyotes with it, so he loves it.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
But if I had one, that would be it. And if there was a new one that I'd like to probably get that I don't have, well, there's so many out there, it's kind of hard to.
Money's not an object,
you, man.
So
yeah.
I mean, whatever you want. Like if you had unlimited cash, what would you get?
And no restrictions.
Oh my!
Yeah, no
gosh.
laws, no anything.
I would probably get a Perazzi shotgun.
Now, what is that?
A Perazzi shotgun.
It's an Italian-made shotgun that costs more than my house.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they're all handmade, high-dollar shotguns. They had a booth at SHOT Show, high-dollar shotguns. That's probably what I'd get.
Now, do they have a lot of the engraving and
custom engraving,
ornate kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, hand done, select wood, very nice guns, quality guns, handmade. The old way, the way they used to make them. And they have so many models, I don't know. It'd take me a while to pick the one I actually.
Yeah, I was actually looking them up here while you were talking about them because I wanted to kind of see what they look like. I think I'm on the wrong website. Oh, here we go. The MXS 12 gauge. Yeah, those are pretty.
They are well made. Craftsmen, really good craftsmen, put those together.
They got real beautiful wood. I don't think we've had anybody pull out a shotgun yet, have they? For their bucket list.
Take it back. I think somebody said one of the Beretta real expensive shotguns at one point, one of their over-unders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
I remember that.
Now, you were talking about the 300 Blackout build earlier, and we got a lot of a certain company's products all over that thing.
Ergo hooked us up. Ernie hooked us up.
If you saw this rifle, Ernie, or well, actually you will once you see the final video, but you would think y'all started building rifles. As much Ergo stuff is on there.
I love to hear that.
I mean, you sent... We got the forearm from you. We got the Beard Saver butt stock, which is awesome. I love the butt stock.
And you need that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we got the grips. I mean, I won't use anybody's grips except yours. I love your AR grips. They're bar none the best. I love them. So we got that. We got Magwell grip. You'd sent some other. I mean, you guys have actual part kits as well. So there were some spring kits and buffer, tube and all that. I mean, you really, really hooked us up. I mean, it's probably 80% ergo on this rifle. I mean, you guys have a lot of products to offer, not just for ARs, but for handguns and some other things as well. So tell us a little bit about Ergo Grips, your company, and what you guys are all about.
Well, Ergo Grips actually started out. Yeah, the founder of our company, Steve Hines, is his name. He liked ARs, but he hated that grip, that standard A2 grip that comes on them. So
I do too.
He decided he wanted something with, better feel, a little tackier, something rubbery that he could hold on to and that would fit the hand more ergonomically, hence the name Ergo Grip. But he started making them himself in his garage one at a time. And, before you know it, he had a few made, tried them out, finished them where they fit the hand the way he wanted them. Mm-hmm. And so he started putting them on eBay. And he was so excited when he got his first order on eBay for his first grip.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
So that's how he started the company. And, from there on, he made several different grips. And we had a local molder here in Albuquerque that we got to start molding more of them for us, when we first started out. And then he just branched out into other AR products and then grips for handguns. And we're pretty much known for our overmolded rubber grips. Mm-hmm. We do make grips that are, not overmolded, but that's what we're pretty well known for.
Right.
Like you guys said earlier, they just feel good in your hand. So they are very ergonomic, and you can hold on to them.
Especially that revolver grip for the giant-handed people.
The new Delta?
Yes, I love that thing.
Yes, we actually have been selling a lot of them.
Awesome.
We didn't have a lot of the wholesalers that had them yet. Some of them were kind of looking at it and going, well, it looks funny. We don't know how it's going to sell, so they wanted to wait before they picked it up. And so we had calls here daily. I mean, hundreds of calls, people asking about it. NRA Magazine did a little shot on it, and that was just like opening the floodgates. Mm-hmm. People would see that open up their NRA Magazine and look at it, the American magazine, and then they would call that number and call us. And I mean, it was constant. We had a lot of interest, and we've been selling the heck out of them. And they work pretty well, especially for guys with bigger hands.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And for the listeners out there that don't know what we're talking about, you can go to their website and see it, or we've actually got a video where we did a little something on it too. But if you look at it,
that was the prototype.
Yeah, we
got to see.
If you look at it, it's got a weird angle to it, and like you said, people see it and they're like, "What in the world? How is that going to sell?" But when you hold it, especially with big hands on a revolver, it just feels like this is the way the revolver should have been designed.
Yeah, and another thing is you don't have that big clunky handle, so it's a lot easier to put in your pocket or conceal.
Yep.
A lot easier on the draw,
right,
so to speak.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Once I get the revolver that I'm wanting next, I'm probably going to order one.
Well, we started out just making them for the Smith & Wesson J-frame round butt. Yeah, but we're currently looking at some other handguns right now that we're in the process of getting some made for. The next one will be the little Ruger LCR.
Mm-hmm.
You know what would probably be big, especially with that grip and helping out with the way it's handled? Some of those large caliber...
like Judges and things?
Like the Judge or like the Smith & Wesson 500. I bet you that would help a lot with the recoil on those.
It may. We've had a lot of requests for the guys with the Judge that own the Judge. Asked us if we made some for those, and we may eventually get there. But we wanted to see how well this was going to sell because it does look different. It's different than anything else out there. So we wanted to make sure that, first of all, people were going to like it and going to buy it before we moved on to other manufacturers.
Right, and those aren't very expensive either, are they? What's the price point on those?
No, they're $19.99 retail.
Yeah, and that's another thing I like. I mean, your products are reasonably priced. I mean, you guys could charge a whole lot more for these things.
Shh.
But
Don't tell them that.
they don't, though, and they know they're a smart company. You know, they know what they've got, and they know where to price it at to get them to move, and then they do.
At the last NRA show, we actually had several people come to our booth just to see that Delta grip, and I had several guys tell me it's only $19.99, and I said, yeah. And he said, you might consider bumping it up $10, because he said, I would pay $10 more for it easily.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. So, I would never say that.
He did. I couldn't believe he did. But
no, Left Hand would be like, yeah, it's only worth $5. I'll give you $5 for it.
Well, you take $5.
No, it's doing pretty well.
Now, you guys had, when we were at your booth last, there was some sort of a underwater or waterproof kind of grip that you were working on. Did that go anywhere? Have you guys taken that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, actually, that's another guy that buys our grips, and what he does is he buys them for Navy SEALs, and then he puts that coating on them, and it's like a sandpaper coating on the grip. And so when the Navy SEALs are, they like to swim, so when they're in the water, it does not slip in their hands. But we just provide the grip. We just had it in the booth so people could see it.
Yeah, so, like the weather is here, hot, humid. We're constantly sweating, moisture. I mean, I was digging it. So I didn't actually know that was another company that was doing it. I thought you guys were maybe another one of your prototypes.
No, that was another company that does it. We provide the grip to them.
I got you.
And then he puts that coating on them.
Okay.
But the only guys that use it really are the military.
Right. I mean, that would make sense. I mean, I'm not going to be scuba diving with my AR or anything, so. I might, just for the heck of it.
I was going to say, yeah, you probably will now that you said it.
Now that I said it, yeah, I'll probably do it.
What's some of the big stuff coming up in the next year or so with Ergo Grip? Like any new releases that are coming out? Or
I'm not sure if you guys saw the Ergo block that we have. We have a spikes block, and it's basically a stand that you can set your AR on to work on it or to store it, and you can. It's got a base plate with 4 holes down on the bottom where you can either put it on a table, you can mount it on a wall, and then you can slide your AR in where your magazine goes, and the magazine will, and it actually locks in. We've had those. We had one for an AR-15, and we just came out with one recently for the AR-10s.
Oh, nice.
So they're called the Ergo block. We started out with the AR-15 block, and we've been selling those for quite some time. And then we finally came out with the AR-10. But so they're very helpful, very useful. We had one gentleman come to our booth at one of our shows and ordered like 50 of them.
Oh, wow.
And I thought he was ordering them to sell them at his store. Well, he wasn't. He has that many ARs, and he puts them on the wall in his barn.
For display, huh?
And he just sticks them in there, and you have to push the magazine release button so they'll release.
Right. Yeah,
but
that's cool.
They lock in there and they're tight, so you can put them, on a wall facing you and lock them in.
Use them for display. Yeah.
So he bought them all for his own collection.
So what else you got new and exciting?
Well, we got some new hand guards that I think you guys would really like, and they put pictures of them on our website, so you can go to our website, and they should be right on the front, right on the first page.
Is that the ones y'all were showing at SHOT?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember those.
Those were just some prototypes. They're a replacement hand guard, and they're very, very light, and they're key-mod. We have key-mod cuts on, both sides and on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Very replacement. I mean, it's a really good-looking upgrade for someone who wants to, replace your standard plastic hand guards with just a drop-in system. We have those. We've actually already shipped a few out, and then we are also working on some key-mod rail covers, but those are not quite ready to go.
When can we expect those out?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to hold you to it, so give me a date. Come on.
I know. That's what I said. I'm not sure. Probably by the end of the year.
Okay. I got you.
We're working with some prototypes, and we're having a few issues with things, but once we get that worked out, we'll have those that'll fit on any Keymonte handguard.
Now you said when you and I were talking a few days ago that you're coming up to Tennessee in a little bit here, right?
In August, Chattanooga Shooter Supply is having their first ever dealer show for all their dealers, and they we sell to them, so they've invited us to come to their show, to have a booth. So I will be up there for that.
Okay.
In Chattanooga in August.
Chattaboogie, August. What's the date? Is that the 10th?
I think that was I get there on the 8th. The show is actually the 9th and 10th, I believe.
Okay. When were we going? That's later on.
Chattanooga?
Colorado.
Oh, that's August through September 1st. 26th through
September
so
1st. We might be able to make that show then, yeah. So we'll come down and crash.
Yeah, that'll be their first ever show. They used to do a dealer show where their salesmen actually drove out to the different dealers and showed them products. So this is going to be the first time ever that they have their vendors come to them.
Cool.
To show stuff to one place. So it'll be new for them.
Yeah, it's just down the road. What, 2.5 hours takes us to get to Chattaboogie?
No, Chattanooga?
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
A little bit an hour from your place. Well, a little over an hour from your place. About an hour and 15.
Are they? They're different time zone, aren't they?
Yeah, they're Eastern.
Okay, that's what.
It'll be at the Chattanooga Convention Center.
Chattanooga Convention Center.
Yeah, we'll have to come meet up with you there.
Great.
I've got an announcement. So back to our jackwagon train. I while we were sitting there talking about it, I made an Instagram post. I just put the giant Target symbol, and I said, "Does anyone else find it amusing that this is the logo?" Somebody said it was actually our buddy Chris Lavorne, a good friend of the show. He said he did some research regarding their logo, and they came up with the logo because they're very pro bow and arrow.
Pro bow and arrow.
So everyone out there, start carrying your compound bows and your crossbows in Target. They're pro bow and arrow. It's awesome.
Go green arrow on them, huh?
Yeah, that's one thing I haven't seen.
What?
Bow carry.
Bow carry? Is it illegal?
I don't think so.
Bow and
I
arrow?
don't think so either. I've never heard that it is anywhere.
Yeah, we got to start a new trend.
New controversy.
Start slinging a compound bow and a crossbow
and arrows.
Yeah.
Maybe as long as you don't carry it with an arrow nocked, you're okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, as long as it's not in a threatening manner.
We'll get the Nerf-tipped arrows, and we'll just go around shooting people.
Yeah.
In their butts.
Or we can carry Nerf handguns in our holsters in Target. Open carry it.
Nerf holsters.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm curious. Do they... And I haven't been to a toy store in I don't know how long and looked at toys, but do they still sell, like, guns? Like toy guns?
Oh, yeah. I got a little box downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, my kids got them. Yeah, and the Nerf guns are getting more and more accurate. Like my son got one for Christmas it had the same type of magazine as an AR. It had the same kind of takedown as AR. You could take the buttstock off and it made an AR pistol. Mm-hmm. But the thing, and I think we talked about this, we put them on the jackwagon train for it, is they were calling it an assault Nerf gun and, and a high capacity assault magazine.
Right. They made our jackwagon train, yeah. I remember that.
So, which is killing their own business. I don't know why in the world they do that.
They got a poor marketing person. But my niece got one of those Nerf bow and arrows.
Yeah.
And, man, I could launch that thing 100 yards almost.
Yeah.
It was unreal. I played with it for 2 hours, and she got mad because I wouldn't give it to her.
Their grandpa got them a sniper rifle, and it's long. I mean, it's like the length of a Mosin Nagant. It's a Nerf, and that thing is powerful. I was just messing around, and I shot my sister with it.
Oh my gosh!
And it left a friggin' welt on her shoulder.
And she's shooting those little Nerf dart things.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Good Lord!
But that thing is accurate too. I mean, you could probably, I wouldn't say 100 yards, but you can get a good 100 feet accurate shot out of a Nerf sniper rifle.
My boys have the one that looks like an AR.
Yeah.
They loved it. We actually had little wars in the house there, hiding behind the couch and stuff. And of course, there are no more bullets left for it because they've lost them all.
Oh yeah, that's the same thing here. We've got two of the suction cup bullets that are still stuck on the ceiling in the living room because we've got the vaulted high 20-foot ceilings or whatever.
Yeah, those aren't ever coming down.
Yeah, they're stuck on the ceiling.
Same thing here, except ours finally fell down.
Dude, we need to get Nerf on our show.
That would be cool.
That would be an interesting interview because obviously they're pro-gun.
Yeah. Except for their stupid wording on their boxes.
Well, that's, again, I'm sure that marketing person has been fired.
Yeah.
I would think.
No, that would be cool. I think we need to go to New Mexico for a hunt because I got a feeling that Ernie might know some good spots, being a former game warden.
I probably know a few spots, yes.
And being an avid hunter himself.
If you guys just, it's a public draw here, so you have to apply. You guys apply, decide what you want to hunt. You apply. I will help you out. I'll tell you where to go.
Okay. Where's the oryx hunt?
The oryx hunts are in the southern part of the state. The Game and Fish Department brought some in 1967, and they put them on White Sands Missile Range. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that.
I've been to White Sands. I have pictures of a kid. I was sliding down the hills in a box.
Well, this is very close to there. You were at the monument. The White Sands are actually the monument. The missile range is right next to it, and it's the largest contiguous missile range in the United States.
Wow.
So there's a lot of military testing that goes on down there with missiles, but it's very desert country, and so they brought these in. They brought a few in and transplanted them there in 1967, and they have just flourished. So now they've expanded. They're off the range now, so they're on public lands off the range. So they have hunts that are on the missile range that you have to apply for. They now have hunts off the missile range that you can apply for as well. So, and I've been fortunate enough to draw a couple of them, and my wife as well. So very good meat.
So how do you fix that?
Same way you would elk or a deer. You can barbecue it. I like it on the grill myself.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have to put special kind of seasoning on? Is it gamey tasting or?
No gamey taste at all.
Oh wow!
It's some of the best. It's actually better than deer. It's better than elk, and I like both deer and elk. But I've never had any that was gamey tasting. It's very good.
I definitely want to try that out then.
I think you'd like it.
It sounds like it. I like meat. I like to eat meat.
Let's clarify.
I like to eat meat.
You do have the little curlicues on your forehead today, so
you're one to talk over there, Locks.
Yeah, I know. Well, Ernie, if people want to go and they want to get more, I almost said Endo.
Endo.
if they want to get more, there's a gun blog called Endo Apparel, and I almost said that. If people want to go and get more Ergo Grip stuff, what's the website? How do they get in touch with everybody?
Our website is www.ergogrips.net. So you can go to that, and it'll bring up all our products that we have. And like I said earlier, it has the new handguards. First thing, that's what you'll see.
Awesome.
So you can see our products there, take a look at them, and I think it even has retail pricing on them. So,
definitely go check them out, everybody. Good stuff. We love their stuff.
As our toll-free number, you can call if you have any questions about the products, too. And another thing is the products are all U.S. made. Everything we make is made here in the United States, and we're proud of it.
So you guys go out and support Ergo Grips.
Nope. And we'd like to thank our sponsors.
Especially here on the 4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
U.S. company.
And I'd like to thank our sponsors, ICE Training, icetraining.us.
Holder and Green Professional Real Estate Services, HG Press for all your Middle Tennessee real estate needs. Give those gun-friendly guys and girls a call at 1-800-615-1840, extension pew, 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 pew.
Toot. And K2BrunerDesigns.com. That's the maker of the bullet pins where you can take casings from your cartridges and make some pretty awesome pins. So make sure you support him and Savoy Leather, spelt Savoy, at savoyleather.com.
Jeremiah.
Enter the code Talking Lead for a discount there.
Yep. And 1776 United, 1776united.com. Don't forget about our contest that we've got going on right now with the T-shirts.
A free Two Vets Arms AR is on the table, people.
So, Ernie, you'd be eligible for that. So send us your most interesting, wild, crazy, weird picture of you wearing or doing something with our Talking Lead T-shirt. And we're going to have a panel of judges that's going to do the judging. And we will pick 5 places.
Yes, we're up to 5 places because we had some ammo donated.
5 places, and the top prize, obviously, is that Two Vets Bravo AR.
Yep. All or Nothing Tattoo Studio, allornothingtattoo.com, and their very gun-friendly merchandise store, strangleholdmerch.com.
And we want to give a huge thanks to Ergo Grips for supporting us throughout the past couple of years. Ernie, you've been great in supporting us in our projects, and we look forward to continuing our partnership.
Same here, fellas. If you need something, just call me.
Thanks for coming on the show, too, Ernie. We've had a good time.
You're very welcome. I enjoyed it.
And as always, left hand, keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms closer.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.